Welcome to Run It Back. We are in Las Vegas at the Wynn Hotel, Sirius XM Studios, and it is Tuesday. It is game day. Everybody do their game day routines. I did, Boogie. Okay, you know.
What's your
the energy.
What's your game day routine looking like, Beats?
I did like 100 squats, 100 push-ups, 100 everything. I did like all my stuff. Like I'm
up before my routine starts.
Yeah. Okay. Here's your routine. Doesn't start for a few hours.
My routine don't start till about 10:45.
That's your routine?
It starts around it.
Oh, well, I need to figure that out. Lou, Will, and Chandler. My name is Michelle, and we are here in Las Vegas because we do have the NBA Cup championship game tonight between your San Antonio Spurs and the New York Knicks.
Just not introduced
He
me.
was the first one I said.
All right.
I didn't hear it either.
I would never. Boogie's, first of all, Boogie's my favorite person up here.
He looked at us like.
So, like, no.
Like, what did I look
I would never, ever forget Boogie Cousins. You are my favorite.
Welcome to the show, Boog.
It's your first day?
I'll bring him in, Beats.
You want to host? Because my car might have been stolen again. All right, let's talk about this game, shall we? Yes, the Spurs, the New York Knicks, the Cup, both looking to win this thing for the first time. Obviously, I'm gonna start with Chandler. I love it because it's like 1999 flashbacks, but all new people. What's the big key for tonight's matchup?
Obviously, it's the two stars for me. It's Jalen Brunson and it's Wemby, and it depends how the matchups are going to go, right? I'm really looking forward to that Stephon Castle, Jalen Brunson matchup. I think Castle's really going to get up for that. His physicality, his size. I think he's going to kind of try and speed him up, be physical with him. And then the other side, Wemby, I think he's got to throw a bunch of different looks at him, and I think the Knicks have that with, versatile wings like OG and Bridges, where they can start off with a smaller guy on him. Kind of like OKC did with Caruso and Jalen Williams, but try and push him out. You can't just let him go slow and go at his pace and be able to shoot and rise over you. You got to kind of push him out, be physical, make him hurry up, make him try and kind of play on the catch and play fast and make those other guys beat you, because you can't just let him play one-on-one. He's too good. He's too big. He's too long. So I think the Knicks can mix him up. I think the Knicks will show a little Mitchell Robinson on him, show a little Cat on him. And then, but I think we'll see a lot of coverages like the Thunder threw at him with smaller guys on him. But I think those are the two obviously keys.
Yeah, to me, it always comes down to the other guys. That's what I always pay attention to because of what my role was in my career. I want to see Dylan Harper have a great night off the bench for the Spurs. I always think that the stars are going to be the stars. They wake up with 25 to 30 points on the board, and everything else is going to be a cherry on top for guys like Wemby, guys like Jalen Brunson. They always going to show up and show out. But it comes down to the other guys, for me, what they're going to bring to the table in those moments where the stars are off the floor, where teams can either expand a lead or they can lose a lead. And I think that comes from the bench play. So, I look for guys like Dylan Harper to have a big night. On the New York side, Jordan Clarkson, he got to get going off the bench and be that spark plug that he's been able to be over the course of his career. OG is one of the starters, but he's another guy. You want to see him impose his physical threats and how he can play the game at 15 feet from the rim and just being an aggressive 3 or 4 in that position. Another guy, he's considered a star, but Cat. Cat's kind of been on this roller coaster this year, right? The lights are shining bright tonight, and this is somewhat of a championship. This is an NBA Cup championship. So this is a great experience for both sides, especially with a young San Antonio team, with everything that they're trying to build out in San Antonio, but also the Knicks, a team that, some people would consider to be one of the teams that to be considered to come out of the East and be one of the better teams. This is a great test and great matchup for both teams for me.
I agree with both of you guys, but for me it comes down to the second option and who can perform at the highest level. For me, is what's De'Aaron Fox going to bring us tonight? We know what Wemby is bringing. We know, the defensive assignment is obviously all focused on him. So I feel like that leaves room for De'Aaron Fox to come out and have a huge performance. And on the other side, I'm looking for OG to have a huge performance. I think he's the second best player on that New York Knicks team. And they need a big game. Obviously, all the attention is on Brunson. So what does that second option bring in tonight? And can they play at a, super high level to get both sides over the hump? So I'm looking more so at the second options and what they're bringing tonight. The stars are going to be the stars. The stars obviously gain all the attention. Sometimes they're used as a decoy, and sometimes they're needed to have a big night. But with that being said, I think it falls on those second options and what they bring and the type of energy they bring.
Yeah, and the Knicks have been more balanced this year. I think with this new coach, the new system, they're playing a lot more guys, right? But now Deuce McBride's out,
Exactly.
Tyler Landry Shamet out. So now you got to look to Jordan Clarkson to be aggressive. You got to look for Kolek to get more minutes, and again, it's got to be more of a balanced attack. And you look at the numbers in their team; they're 4th in scoring this year. They're shooting 38% from 3, which is top 5. They're 4th in rebounding, and they're 8th in defense. So they're kind of doing it on both sides of the ball, and they have a deeper rotation. So you're not just relying on Jalen Brunson, ISO, and his usage rate is not as high as it was in the previous seasons because you have so many more options and that luxury of a Jordan Clarkson to come off, who hasn't even really played his best basketball either yet. So I think those other guys, like Boogie said, they have a huge role tonight for the Knicks.
They do have a huge role for the Knicks tonight. Let me ask you this, Boogie. I'm going to start with you because we saw Alex Caruso basically get the Wemby assignment, which is an amazing visual. So that being said, if you're Mike Brown, are you going with like OG Anunoby? Are you going with those guys? Or Mitchell Robinson, is he getting that assignment tonight?
I think everybody you named is going to get an opportunity to guard.
Try it all.
You're going to have to throw different looks. Obviously, this is a fresh new talent to the league, and the league is going to do whatever they can to figure out, the strengths and the weaknesses as far as dealing with this freak of nature, technically. But
Technically.
I plan on seeing OG get a lot of minutes guarding him. I think he's the most physically gifted out of the options they do have in that Knicks starting lineup. He has the strength. He has, the size to somewhat match up with Wemby. Also, what I've been noticing is how they want to, when it comes to Wemby being so tall and towering over everybody, they use a lot of smaller defenders to not only kind of push at his hip to keep him off balance, but also they're there to strip the ball when he gets to his shooting pocket.
Yeah.
And obviously, when you kind of do the measurements, most defenders that are shorter are right around that area of his shooting pocket. So that's something that I saw Alex Caruso kind of take advantage of with that matchup. So I do think teams are gonna, add that to their game plan. So I'm interested to see how these matchups go. That's probably the main thing I'm looking forward to seeing as far as this game goes. So I think we're going to see a bunch of different looks.
Yeah, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because I saw Alex Caruso guarding him, and if he can't strip the ball, what impact does he have? And I think Wemby adjusts to that. I think he watches the film and he says, I could have just shot over him. I was making this difficult on myself. But then if you throw somebody like Mitchell Robinson on him and you see Wemby sometimes when they get the rebound, he's like, give me the ball. And that's telling you I'm going to be in attack mode. I don't know if Mitchell Robinson can guard him 30 feet from the basket and be effective in that way when he's used to being a rim protector. He's used to be that sort of impact player. I don't know if he's going to have the impact at the three-point line. So you got to throw somebody like an OG, a McHale, or one of those guys at him who's agile enough that they can guard him full court when he puts the ball on the ground. But late contest, I don't care what size the guy is. It's going to be a late contest anyway. You're not blocking his jump shot. Your job is there to make it difficult, to make him dribble the ball as many times as he has to, or just get off of it and make somebody else beat you. Whoever New York Knicks give them that best opportunity, that's who should be guarding. But I agree with you, Boogie. It's going to be 3 or 4 different guys that's going to get that assignment. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Josh Hart on him. We see some OG. We'll see what Mitchell Robinson got. We're going to see a flurry of guys guarding him, and he deserves that type of respect. But again, if you put a smaller guy on him, I think that he watched the film and he's adjusted to that already.
Yeah, you just named all the names. OG, Bridges, Hart. I think we're definitely going to see those 3 smaller guys on them and be physical and push them out. Mitchell Robinson, again, I think when he's closer to the rim, that's going to help. But I don't know how successful he'll be, at 30, 25 feet from the hoop. Cat has a history of foul trouble. So if I'm the Knicks, the last person I'm putting on him is Karl-Anthony Towns because I want him to be aggressive offensively, and I don't want him to get caught up in 2-3.
I think he should start
fouls.
I think he should guard him the whole game. I think it'll be great.
That's what you prefer.
So it is on paper. The Knicks, they kind of match up well with this team,
good.
and so there's a lot of options they can go. It's just again, it's going to be what do the other guys do, and how aggressive and how efficient can Wemby be with all these matchups that they're going to throw at him.
I'm actually going to go opposite. I don't think they match up well
Really?
at all.
We just named 5 guys
so
that
is
can guard Wemby.
We
Crazy.
named 5 guys to guard Wemby. We still have De'Aaron Fox on the floor. We still have Stephen Castle on the floor.
Vassell.
We still have Dylan Harper. We still have Vassell. They don't match up well.
Fair point.
You can make that offensively. They don't. Defensively, I think this is a battle. I think both teams have enough defensive-minded guys. We might be looking at a real grind-out game, a low-scoring battle because of these guys' defensive makeups on both sides.
Hart, OG, and Bridges can guard 1 through 4, all 3 of them.
For sure.
Cool.
Huh?
Cool.
Okay.
That's a matchup.
So how can they not match up good with them?
Yeah, what is your issue?
Because Wemby is unguardable.
Well, then that would mean no one. But that means no one.
Yeah, who can match up good? What? Name me a human being that can match up good with
That's
him.
the point I'm making.
But that's the point. But
You said on paper they match up.
The stars are gonna be the stars.
Yeah.
Wemby got 30.
I don't see
Jalen
anybody on
Brunson
that
got
roster
30.
that
Now
can
we
guard
take them
De'Aaron
off the
Fox
court.
if all the attention
They
is on
cross
Wemby.
each other out.
If we're putting their best defender, which is, let's say, OG, or Bridges, who's guarding De'Aaron?
Hart. Bridge.
Really? You're just dismissing that?
Josh Hart's a pretty good defender.
Whoa.
So you like the Spurs tonight?
Oh, absolutely.
No, don't tell me yet.
Without a chance.
Just
Let's skip to it. Yes.
No, we're not skimming to it.
Okay.
I have many other words to say
Yes.
between here and then. Okay, here we go. Lou, you're up first on this one. There are a lot of people out there saying it. Chris Broussard's one of them. But that if Wemby's healthy, that the Spurs could win it all this year. It's almost like I've heard someone say that before. That being said, he also went on to say that the Wemby injury might have been a bit of a blessing in disguise, simply because the team won 9 games without him while he was out, and they sort of got to figure out themselves as a team. Do you agree with that?
I think they were confident before he got hurt. You know, I didn't see them. I didn't see this group as a team that didn't think that they compete, or they had guys in uniform that didn't believe in themselves. Like, you think Stephon Castle didn't think he was good before Wemby got hurt? Vassell before he got hurt? De'Aaron Fox before he got hurt? Like, Harrison Barnes, a champion. These guys have a certain pedigree, and they have chips on their shoulders to prove who they are in their careers as well. Now, it did give them an opportunity to play extended minutes, but I think they just kept rolling. I think they keep rolling. So was it a blessing in disguise that he got hurt? No, not really. I think they were going to go on this run one way or another with the way that they play. We've always likened San Antonio to be a plug-and-play team, and they have the guys to do it. We've made this conversation, and we've made this argument about whether De'Aaron Fox and Dylan Harper and all of these other guys can coexist. That just makes them stronger to me, in my opinion. So I don't look at it as a blessing in disguise. I think it was business as usual, but now with him back in the lineup and us being able to see them withstand that as fans, I think now we're bought in on what the San Antonio Spurs are as a whole.
Wait, you say business as usual, but if you were told before the 12 games that he was out that the Spurs would go 9-3,
I wouldn't have believed it.
You would not.
I wouldn't have believed it. But what I'm saying is the guys that they have, though, I'm sure they believe. It don't matter what we think.
Gotcha.
It don't matter what we think. I think the guys in the locker room felt like we're fine. We'll hold it down.
And that's the beauty of their makeup of their team, is they are deep and they are a versatile team, and they have a combination of vets and young guys, and their guards are so good that they can play a completely different style when Wemby goes out. So they can have success doing it both ways, you know what I mean? So they can go big now, they can go small, they can go 3 guards, they can go 4 guards and play like a Harrison Barnes at the 5 or a Keldon Johnson or Sohan. There's so many different versatile wing type players that they have that can guard 1 through 5. But obviously they need him healthy. I think big picture for them to contend, they need him. Absolutely. Their defense is still night and day better with him on the floor. And yes, they found a lot of wins without him, but like, I just think when you see Wemby and you see his body and the way he's built, you think that an injury, right? Like that's the only, you hold your breath every time a guy like
every time.
And he kept hitting the ground the other day where it was worrisome. So it's good to see that they can win games without him, but look at every team. They're different without their star player on the floor. Look at the Nuggets without Jokic.
Of course.
Like, look at the Knicks without Jalen Brunson, the Thunder without SJ. But the difference in the Thunder and the Spurs is they are deeper than all those other teams. They can find ways to win without those two guys.
And I think I'm sorry, but I think we're getting lost in the De'Aaron Fox sauce. Like, De'Aaron Fox has been the best player
He's
for
done
a
it
franchise for years. Yeah. Like, he's not just some role player. Like, they went and got him, and they were intentional about going to get him in the market, right? So he's somebody that can hold a fort down and has held a fort down on teams that he's played on. So it's no surprise to me that they did do that.
Yeah. That's literally what I'm going to say. Yeah,
dang it, Lou.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
I'm staying in my place, dude. My bad.
I just don't understand how a talent like De'Aaron Fox keeps getting ignored. Like, absolutely, any star wants to be comfortable with, if there's ever a situation where I miss games, I want my team to be able to hold down the fort till I get back. Obviously, that's a huge boost for the guys that are involved that are playing without their star. But at the end of the day, this is De'Aaron Fox we're talking about. We're talking about an award-winning guard in this league. So with that being said, it's not a surprise. I mean, De'Aaron Fox is a real talent in this league. He can be a franchise player for any league, for any team in this league. So it's not a surprise, but I have to disagree with this quote because you can't ignore the talent in De'Aaron Fox.
Fox is only 27 years old too. He's been doing it for years in Sacramento, and I think the whole narrative that was so silly before is where are we going to find minutes for him? Like, where are we going to find minutes for that guy? Are you kidding me? He's their second leading scorer. He's their second best player. He's averaging 24, 6, and 5. And he'll, like Boogie said, I think he's good enough to do that on any team you put him on. Absolutely. He's not just a fit-in guy. He is a main focal point of the offense, and he's proven that. And yes, they have these younger guards like Castle and Harper that are coming up, and what a luxury it is for them to play with De'Aaron Fox and learn from him and compete against him all summer in practice and camp. So it's a great situation. And then they have guys like Champagny and the Sohans and Kellen Johnson that you just plug and play, and they don't miss a beat when they go to the bench, and that's key for this team.
I wonder if Sohan plays. He didn't play the other night.
It's crazy. They're so deep. There's no minutes.
Let's talk a little Knicks too. Chandler, you can be first on Jalen Brunson because he did have 40 in the semis against the Magic, and Mike Brown said once again, and it's not the first time he said it, that he should be in these MVP discussions that we all prematurely keep having. And I want to know if you agree.
Yeah, I do agree.
Top
but
5 right now,
I just
or no?
think it's probably top 5. Yeah, it's just such a moot point, right? Because I feel like we just know it's either going to be SGA or Jokic.
Yeah, we're just battling for
when you
third.
look at the historic start that Oklahoma City is on, and you know that they're going to win 68 plus 70 games. It's going to be hard for him to lose, right? But I look at it differently. When you look at the MVP, I think the Thunder are good without SGA. I think they're great with him, but I still think they are a playoff team, and like they're still good without him. You take a Jalen Brunson off the Knicks or a Cade Cunningham off the Pistons, they're not even close to the same team. Like, you know what I mean? So I think it depends how you're voting, how you're judging it. Now, I don't think he has a chance to win it just because these other guys are insane and they're going to win a lot of games. And I feel like it's Jokic or SGA's to lose. We haven't even mentioned Luka. So is he going to win MVP? No. Should he deserve to be in the conversation because the season he's having and the season the Knicks are having? 1,000%. But it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, he's definitely in, tough company. But with that being said, I think he has every right to be mentioned in this MVP race. He's carrying this Knicks team. I believe they're second in the East right now behind the Pistons, who I also think have an MVP candidate in Cade Cunningham. But, Brunson has continued to show and prove he deserves his name to be mentioned with the greats. He's doing it every season. And, what is this, the third season he's been leading this team as far as playing at a very, very elite level. So I agree with Mike Brown. He absolutely deserves it, and his name should be mentioned. Yeah,
Coach Brown makes a good point, and I like the fact that he's going out on a limb and saying, hey, my guy is one of those guys. You look at Luka, and you also look at Wemby. Jalen Brunson and co have put themselves in a better position collectively, and that's off the back of Jalen Brunson. So if the MVP conversation gets a little murky about individuality or how does it impact winning and all of those things. So if we're looking at the winning aspect of it, the New York Knicks are in a better position than the Lakers. They're in a better position than San Antonio at this point. They're second in the East. His numbers are up there. Like in any other season that these guys didn't have these crazy Space Jam video game numbers, he would obviously be in this conversation, but because the numbers are so crazy and these guys are playing at such an extraordinary level, a lot of guys get overlooked. Like, we've kind of stopped talking about Giannis in this conversation a little bit because
that's because their team.
Yeah, because of guys in and out. So if you're gonna take Giannis out, then insert Jalen Brunson then.
And by the way, Jalen Brunson 29, 6, and 3.
That's nothing to listen.
Those are MVP type numbers.
Those are MVP numbers. So if this thing is gonna fluctuate throughout the season, at the moment that Mike Brown said this, absolutely put your guy in that conversation. He deserves that.
Media was yesterday, the media session for everybody. Some more quotes coming out of that as well. We're going to go to Wemby first because maybe I've just blacked out the last several years. I just don't remember ethical basketball being such a hot phrase, but here we are. He was asked about that, and he said that the Spurs play a tactically more correct game of basketball. I'd also like to shout out Jordan, PR over the Spurs, that wanted me to know that he was purely talking Spurs basketball. Okay, Jordan, I got you.
Tell Jordan I needed signed jersey.
Oh, wait, that's not how that works. Okay, I'll tell
You
him.
a jersey swap after the game today?
It's a little jersey swap.
My kid put my feet to the fire, so I'm trying to make it happen.
I need it for
Wemby signed
myself.
jersey? Well, I'm first, and then you can get yours.
Your son better, you kid better get in line. I won't be
Yeah, we're all in line.
We want it ourselves.
I don't mind standing in line. As long as it get done, I'll stand in line.
Okay, let me ask you this. I don't know. Look, people, it's just that it's the word ethical. All of a sudden, it's just everywhere and everyone's saying it. So what do you make of him sort of, I guess, doubling down on that phrase?
It's hard for me to look at it in a negative way because before Wemby ever existed, this is who the Spurs were.
Sure.
They've always played, quote unquote, the right way to play the game. So this isn't like some knock to me. I think he's bought in and committed to the system, to the organization, like everything they value when it comes to basketball. And I think he's just pushing the same message. It's hard for me to, like I said, it's hard for me to look at it as a negative. This is who the Spurs are. This is who they've always been. It started with Tim Duncan, Manu, that group. They played the same style of basketball. They played a different style of basketball than the rest of the league. So it's hard for me to look at this as a negative.
Yeah, I think the